I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Ben. Shalom. How are you feeling?
Very well. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for asking. So we've got 2 women championship fights happening on Saturday. What does this fight night actually mean?
Look, it's a massive night. Obviously, collision course, so the winners will fight the winners. But for Natasha, she's in an incredibly hard fight against Ivana Habazan. You saw the emotion there. She almost snapped at me. You know, she's built for her career towards this moment, and all she's hearing is about Lauren Price, and she's here to win.
Yeah.
And so Natasha's going to have to put in, I believe, another career best performance to get through. Lauren Price against Bexy Mattea, 7-0 against 7-0. She's got 6 knockouts, Bexy. She's never fought outside of South America, so it's hard to know what to expect. So another great fight there. McKenna Cutler possibly could be fight of the night just because of the animosity between them two, the way they fight, the aggression. So it should be a great night on Saturday night. Obviously, fantastic to be back in Liverpool.
Yeah. I have to ask, are we going to see more like women headlining fights? Because you know it's doing well. I think there was a lot of talk on Jonas and Michaela earlier on this year. We've seen the reaction from Katie Taylor and Serrano also. So are we going to see more of that from boxer, especially as we're going into the new year?
Yeah, I think for us, obviously we were a big part of women's boxing for a long time, and it did have a slower year than it had, with the whole Riyadh season being fantastic for boxing, and we're seeing all the men's fights that we never thought we'd see, and women's boxing was holding boxing up for a while. So we want to get them back. Sky Sports do. It means that we've got to put on the big nights. Obviously, Price fought her big night against McCaskill as well in Cardiff back in May. So this is another big night, and then hopefully something very special in March. But let's see what happens on Saturday night, and then there's some great talent coming through as well. You know, Caroline Dubois became world champion this week, yesterday. She's coming through, Fran Hennessy coming through, obviously Lauren coming through, and it's like what I said up there, like the sport's only as big as the stars in it. And so when you have Katie Taylor retiring, Savannah Marshall doing a bit more mixed martial arts coming towards the end of her career, Natasha Jonas probably in her latter stages as well, you've got to have superstars in any sport, and so it's on the shoulders now of Lauren, of Caroline, of Fran to become stars in the sport. That's how women's boxing will survive.
And whilst I have you here, I'm going to turn the attention very swiftly to somebody else who was in boxer, but that is Ben Whittaker.
Yeah.
Didn't do so well in his last fight. But, you know, this year has been it's been a good year for him. He's had so much eyes on him, so much attention on him. I love him. I'm a big fan of him. And so, what can we expect next from him? Are we going to see a rematch with Liam?
I think so. I think that's the fight he wants. It's a fight that we want. Look, as you said, it's been almost like a full career in 1 year this year. It's been crazy. You know, start of the year, we've got a prospect. Few people know him. End of the year, one of the household names in British sport. You know, that's a lot to take in. He's had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. That's a lot for a young man to take on, but I'm excited. I'm happy. I think what he's experienced is only going to stand him in very good stead for the rest of his career. He's achieved a lot, and he's also experienced a lot. And these guys are walking past your camera every time. It's all good. But no, he's set up very good for next year. Of course, I can't believe it. He nearly did it. Of course, he's disappointed with what happened. His preparation, what went on in camp, what was going on. These things happen in sport. Boxing's unforgiving, but I'm thankful that he's still so early on in his career, and he's got that sort of taste of what can go wrong. And that's very important for a fighter.
Okay, so we're going to see more big fights from him in 2025?
Yeah, massive fights. We've got massive nights being planned already. I'm excited. I think he's in a good place, and he's now got that hunger, to prove everyone wrong.
I want to talk about a new signing that you've had, Chris Eubank Jr. Eddie Hearn believes that Conor Benn can beat him. So is this a fight that we're going to see in 2025, early 2025?
Yeah, look, he says he believes Conor Benn can beat him. I'm not sure he does believe that. I hope it's something that we can see. I've done my job. I've managed to get Chris to overcompensate to try and make this fight happen. We can only go so far. If not, we want to make the world title for him as well. So, look, let's see what happens. I'm confident that it can happen, but Eddie's going to have to do his job as well and make sure that Conor acts sensibly, because otherwise the fight will miss them both.
Final one that I've got to ask about. He is known as the most avoided heavyweight, Martin Bakole. He done so well in his last fight against Jared Anderson. Are we going to see him in a ring again soon? I really want to see him again soon.
We are. We agreed the fight. It was going to happen on February 22nd. I think you saw Carl Moretti say that at Top Rank. For whatever reason, the reason I was told is around the card being so long, and maybe it would get lost, which I understand. You know, you're talking about a guy that's one fight away from fighting for the world title. So the fight's agreed, and it will go on a card in the UK in March. So let's see what happens over the next week or two. He's one fight away. He can't be avoided anymore, thankfully. He's earned his position, and he'll fight for a world title if he can get through FA Jabba, which is a great fight.
Okay, great. Because I think the fight that we want to see from Martin Bakole is like with Zhang. I think there was talks about Cabello, so that we wanted to see. There's fights that we want to see, us boxing fans, with people that we want to see Martin Bakole get in the ring with. So are we going to see those?
We're going to see it. Look, he beats FA Jabba, and he's in line for the winner of Dubois Parker.
Fine.
He meant, look, no one's going to fight Martin Bakole because for the fun of it, you know. I wouldn't want to fight him. Zhang doesn't want to fight him. Cabello doesn't want to fight him. Daniel Dubois doesn't want to fight him. No one wants to fight Martin Bakole. He's a favourite going into most fights. That means he's got to have to earn his way. And luckily we have mandatories for a reason. Luckily we have governing bodies for a reason. And he's worked his way to that position. So the hard work is pretty much over for Martin. He's there. He's one fight away from world title. They can delay it. They can try and stop it. They can try and move it down the road. They can't stop it anymore. So he's one fight away, and it's very exciting for him, very happy for him. He's worked extremely hard, Billy Nelson and him. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting when Martin Bakole becomes the heavyweight champion of the world and everyone else is crying. And that's what they're trying to avoid, but it's going to happen.